All right, all right. Welcome back. I think we are live. Let's quickly check our sound to make sure that our sound is okay before we get right in. Let's check our volume. What is going on? Let me see. I hope our sound is okay. Wait, let me check the sound from the phone. But if you can already hear me, you are welcome. This is super, super late, but yes, we have to do this because we have already scheduled it. So let's get it done and dusted before anything else. That being said, let's check our sound. What's going on? Okay, so let me put some volume on my phone so to hear. Okay, so all right. I think the sound is good. All right, so more update is on with Yul Edochie's case and the whole situation, the mocking and making his family look crazy still goes on. As far as Yul Edochie is concerned, I think he's just out to embarrass his family. And that is exactly what Yul Edochie is doing. And seem like there's nothing anyone can do about it. Okay. It's almost like go hog transformer. But anyway, I want to use this Yul Edochie's case to actually educate us on something that I think a lot of Nigerians are missing, or even maybe this might be even Africa, not only Nigeria. But since Yul Edochie is Nigerian and this is something happening in Nigeria, we might as well focus in Nigeria and talk about that. And this is we're going to dive right into our culture, tradition, and all of that because that's where this whole thing started from. We have to get to the root of the matter. If we have to deal with what is happening now and try to stop it from happening again, because this is not the first time. Yul Edochie doing this is not the first time this is happening. This has been happening for so many years, okay? So many years. This has been the lifestyle. This has been the routine. But anyways, let's quickly touch down and talk about Yul Edochie before I would go into the whole truth of polygamy in Nigeria or in Africa. Let me share this, join the conversation. Hold on, let me quickly share this. So, we're going to be talking about the whole truth about polygamy in Nigeria. Welcome, welcome back. I am your host, Octavia Cora, and this is Entertainment Daily with Octavia Cora. All right, so let's get right into the story. So Yul Edochie posted a video. Well, we're saying Yul Edochie, but we all know that Judy Austin is the one running Yul Edochie's page. So we might as well say Judy Austin posted a video to Yul Edochie's official Facebook page, and that was a video of it's actually a set video, because you can see that Yul Edochie was the one directing and the actors and all of that. Pardon any noise you hear. The tourists are really ridiculous. When they're here in this country, they're screaming, letting loose because most of them are coming from very cold countries and it is very boring over the depression and everything. So when they get to a warm country like this, they always scream and misbehave. So any sound you hear, ignore. It's already 12 midnight, but you can still hear them screaming and doing whatnot because they're on holidays. Anyway, let's proceed. All right. So Judy Austin posted a video to Yul Edochie's page. As far as we're concerned, she's the one using his page for whatever she wants to do. So this is the set a video, and they captioned it by saying the whole truth is going to be out soon. And on that video, you can see Sapete Doce sitting down and Yul Edochie standing in front of him, and Judy Austin kneeling down by the side of him. And you can see that Judy Austin is fully pregnant. It could be fake pregnancy, real pregnancy, we don't know, but it's a movie set. And she was crying and apologizing, and he tapped her and said, she's my daughter, it's okay, clean your dry your tears, I forgive you, and all of that. But now looking at that social media, everybody is saying, wait, are they trying to say that WhatsApp? Because remember, on the interview, Sapete Doce had actually stated that he was not aware, or not just him, the Edoches, okay, were not aware that Yul was actually taking a second wife. But he stated that he doesn't really get involved in what his children are doing. And this is not really the first time with Yul, particularly. When he wanted to contest for an election, he never told him. He heard from outside. Okay. So it's not a surprising thing for him, because he doesn't really meddle in his children's businesses and all of that. But since that interview dropped, you and Judy, and mostly Judy Austin, has been posting certain type of stuff that it seems like she's upset that Sapete Doce did not acknowledge her throughout the interview and whatnot. She even went as far as deleting the birthday post that she did for him, because he referenced the one that May Edochie posted, and it was the same birthday he was talking about. But he did not mention what the one about Judy. And if you ask me, there was no need for him to mention that, because the questions they asked him is about May Edochie. Okay, so he was trying to explain his relationship and how he feels about his son's first wife. So I don't know why Judy is feeling like she should have been mentioned, or feeling hurt that she's posting all these kind of things that makes Asapete Edochie look like a bad person. And the worst part of it is actually the way Yul Edochie supports and backs her up with all this type of nonsense posts that she is posting, because they're actually posting it on Yul Edochie's page. Now, talking about polygamy, sometimes people get this whole thing twisted, feeling like people are upset that you got married. No, people are not upset that you took second wife. For example, Regina Daniels' husband, Ned Nwoko. Ned Nwoko has several wives. What, seven? I think Regina was the sixth or seventh wife. We don't know if he's going to take more wives, because on an interview, when they asked him about that, he said there's possibility that he might still marry more wives, because he's a Muslim, and the religion allows them to take many wives. And not only that, the tradition, the African culture also allows him to take many wives. So if he wants, he will. But for now, he's okay where he is, but he's not saying the doors are totally shut with seven wives. He's not telling you that the doors are totally shut. So number 8, number 9, 10 can come in. So the problem is not about you, Ledoche, taking second wife. The problem is how he went about it. And that is what is going to bring us to what I want to say, the whole truth about polygamy in Nigeria. This thing you, Ledoche, did that is now shock to so many people. It's not really a shock to someone like me, because if you've been following and you're someone that you hang around elderly people, or listen to when people talk about certain things, like when they're discussing things that is related to your culture, your tradition, history of your people, your country or Africa at large, or even other countries or whatnot, you're interested and you want to listen, you will learn a lot, even at a very young age. And one thing that I noticed from a very young age that keeps happening, and even right now as we speak, if you come across this video and you feel like, oh, I don't think so, I've never heard of this, you can do your investigation. Okay, there are several people from polygamous home, or put now investigations are even so easy that you can even put out a post and ask people to comment, telling you their experience, and they will do so. And if you run like a page where you can even ask people to come in anonymously to post, because some people don't want to put their names and their family stories out there, so you can ask people to post anonymously on your page, or on your group, sorry, on your groups. And if you do have, and people will bring these stories, and you will be shocked at the amount of people that will come out with exactly the same story that I want to explain to you now. Men in Africa or men in Nigeria are fast, are quick when they go have side chicks, cheat on their wives, side chicks gets pregnant, and they are now forced to marry the woman, make her a second wife or whatnot. They are quick to back that bad behavior with our tradition supports, our tradition says, as tradition states, this one did not state. But one thing that people are not really stating is the fact that most of this tradition and culture and whatever you want to call it is so porous, is so bogus, is such a hot mess. And I'm sorry to say this, and because it is just the truth. How is it that we have laws or stuff that we call traditionally backed up by, but yet they are not well defined? One of those stuffs is this polygamy thing in Africa. Yes, men are allowed to marry multiple wives, but so many of them always take their wives, the first wife, by surprise. 99.9% of polygamy homes in Nigeria, the first wives did not know that their husbands was bringing in second wife until it was too late. And when I mean too late, maybe the other woman is already pregnant. In some cases, she might have even had one or two, three children with him before he just reveals it to the woman one day. Sometimes it's at the last minute when everything has already been finalized. That's when you're being told. And it's not as if they're seeking your consent, they're just informing you that someone else is coming. Some people will just travel, come back and find another woman in their home, and they're hearing your husband took second wife. Some people, they are sitting down in their home not knowing that in the next community, in the next state, next town, their husband is out there marrying another woman. So many things. And I ask, and the truth is, there is no consequences. There has never been back to so many years, 50 years, 70 years ago, and all of that. If you go and ask, you will hear the stories. And every time this question is being asked, so what was the punishment for the man for that behavior? You will hear nothing happened to him. There was no punishment. Instead, the families will come together and plead with the first wife to forgive. Take your husband, then it's your husband. Forgive, forgive, forgive. And that has actually strengthened men to continue in that path where they don't care how the first wife will feel. They don't care to sit down and talk through with this woman and tell her, look, the way I see myself, I might be marrying multiple wives. Okay, if you're game, let's do this. If you're not game, let's not even start. Or if you're already married and after some years you decided, oh, you want to try polygamy, why not sit down and talk to the woman about it first of all? Let her know when you're making the move, before you go and start looking for that woman you want to make the second wife. Let it be that the first wife is well aware. But 99.9% of the time, the women are always not aware. They are always taken by surprise. That is why even in 21st century, even now, 2023, we're seeing likes of you, edochie, displaying the same thing by not pre-informing his first wife that he was taking a second wife, started by doing side chick. And another thing is tradition. They will tell you that tradition supports this, tradition states you go and marry the woman you want to marry. There's nowhere that tradition states that you should be sleeping with a woman before you go and marry the woman. But no, these people will have these women as side chicks. They have wives, and then they have girlfriends out there. That is what men are known for these days. A lot of them, not all of them. A lot of them. They have wives at home that does everything for them. If you want to hang upside down, they are ready. But still, no matter what you do, if you crucify yourself, a man that wants to get a side chick outside will still go ahead and do that. And sometimes they are not prepared to take second wives. But because these side chicks have seen how good Maybe they are, maybe in bed, good by so much gift they give them, or maybe they have a lot of money. Different people have what attracts them to people. They are not now thinking that I will not let this man go. And such side chicks will do everything to hold the man down. What is one of the best ways to tie someone down is by getting pregnant and refusing to get rid of it. And that is what you will always see. Most times when men are coming in with second wives, taking the first wife by surprise, 99 or 80% of the time, the second wife is already pregnant. So from that alone, you know that this is not just a woman he just met and decided he wanted to wife her. This is someone he has been running things with. This is someone he has been having an affair with. And that's a woman that fully knew that that man was a married man, but didn't care. Went ahead and got pregnant. And this brings me back to when people say, oh, our people are beginning to act like a different people, we're forgetting culture. The same cultures and tradition that would do things like this, and nobody, the people, the so-called people that are supposed to uphold such tradition and all of that, are not even trying to block those loopholes, to close and seal them, amend these laws. So at least men like you, Ledoche, and the rest, more of you, Ledoche, are coming up. More. Many are out there. It's just that you, Ledoche, is a public figure. He's a celebrity. He's an Hollywood actor. A lot of people. That's why his own story is in the news. 1,000,001 people are out there as well here talking about you, Ledoche, that are doing the same thing to their wives. At what point will the cultural, this our so-called culture that we're talking about, at what point are these people that are supposed to hold the culture and all of that stand and say, look, some of these things we have to sit and look into it, and let everybody from every tribe, every region, people responsible should sit down, the kings and rulers and whatnot, and make these laws. But no, people don't care. Men can do whatever they want to do and get away with it. But then people expect the women to swallow it all. It is absolutely not right. This thing has been occurring over and over and over again, but then at no point anyone has ever thought about it to say, look, why is it that every time you hear a man took a second wife, a third wife, a fourth wife, the rest are always not aware? The women are always taken by surprise. You cannot even say a handful of men have actually sat their wives down and told them, look, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do this at so date, at so time, this is going to be done, even if the woman would say no, because at the end of the day, who wants to share? But at least she knows that traditionally he is allowed to do it. But let her know, so let her have time to prepare her mind. Let her have time to cry her eyes out if that is what she wants to do. Let her have time to process the whole situation so she can know where to stand. Or she wants to just move on, so you carry on with the second wife. But women are not given that opportunity. And then when women react the way they react, people are coming out talking about how May is making the biggest mistake in her life. And women are no longer patient these days. Immediately their husbands bring in second wife, they want to leave the home. It's themselves they're doing. You're the one losing. You're the one, as if you're not married, if you're not Mrs. Somebody, you're not a human being. Men have been so hyped that people will go extra mile, like the news I put out on the channel earlier today, talking about a woman that was 45 and felt like, oh, it's getting too late. She needed to marry. She needed to marry. Picked up one non-entity from the roads, polished him up. And what did he do? Started beating her up, calling her barren, carrying different women, carrying young girls that were even calling his own wife barren. Beat the woman to death just because the woman didn't give him a child. When they had so many options, they could go for adoption and all of that, but no, the arrogance, the rudeness, because of course, traditionally, culturally, and whatnot, men are being placed high up there. Men are being seen as God here on earth. So they can always do anything they want to do and get away with it. But no traditional ruler have ever stood and said, wait, why is it that a lot of men that are in polygamy marriages, their wives are saying the same thing over the years? Over the years, all you hear is, I did not know about it. I traveled. When I came back, I saw another woman's clothing in the house. I traveled. When I came back, another woman was in my kitchen cooking. You know, you just hear these type of things. Or he showed up one day with a child telling me, this is my child, this is my wife also. You hear all this type of story, and like, don't you people have single regards for these women that you went and married by yourself? They didn't, let's say, okay, if some women were forced, not all women are forced on men. They make their choices. They see a woman, they like her, they pursue her, they go to her family, ask for her hand in marriage, do everything that tradition demands. And yet, after a few years, your wandering eyes, your wandering third legs find something else, and you will not deem it fit to seek the woman in the house that cooks your meals, that washes your clothes, that nurses you back to health when you are sick, that takes care of your children, that supports the business you do, your backbone, the pillar of your home. You don't bother to sit back and say, look, this is what I want to do. I know it might not go well with you, might not all go with you, but this is what I want to do. And see my reasons. Please try to understand. If she's not understanding, put yourself in her shoes. If she was the one that would come to you and tell you, look, I'm trying to take a second husband, are you just going to be smiling and say, of course, let him come, we can share? No, no man will do that. No man will say that. So try to put yourself in the shoes of these women that you just want them to be okay with you coming into the house with a strange woman that you tag a wife. And in the case of you, he's telling me, Zukwanike, Zukwanike, if it was made that after 17 years, after 17 years of sweat, tears, joy, and everything, comes in with a man and says, this is my second husband, would you be happy? The answer is no. But when they do it and the women do not fall in line, people are so quick, and you even see some women sounding the same thing. And my question to such women, at what point are you going to stand and put your foot to the ground and demand that some of this so-called tradition and some of these things should be abolished, or if they will not be abolished, they should be amended. They should look into it and readjust. Like in the case of polygamy, if polygamy must stay, if it must stand as part of the culture, then the men needs to be men enough. If you want to be a polygamist, nobody's stopping you, but have the balls as a man to stand and tell the woman what you want to do and carry her along throughout the process. Do not keep the woman in the dark. From the moment you go out there, maybe for work, for whatever, and you set your eyes on a woman, another woman that you feel like you're so attracted to, you want to bet this woman, you be bold enough to tell your wife that, look, I've seen someone out there, I truly like her, and I think I want to pursue her. Let that woman in your house know from the beginning, so she can also prepare herself mentally, physically, spiritually, and otherwise. But no, men will not do that. And we also have women from Nigeria that are rooting for Judy Austin, rooting for you, Ledochie. There is nothing to root for. There is nothing to root for. That part of tradition that says women should not be respected is nothing to applaud for. There's nothing that you should be applauding as a woman. Because today you're applauding because it's you, Ledochie. Today you're applauding because it's Judy Austin. Today you're applauding because it's May Edochie. Tomorrow it might be you as a woman. Tomorrow it might be your own husband with a side chick out there. Tomorrow it might be your husband coming home with a full-blown human being, a child, telling you this is my son or this is my daughter and this woman is my wife. Or we're co-parenting or whatever the case may be, but that woman will be in your lives. If it happens to you, the story will change. All of you that are today applauding you, Ledochie and Judy Austin, if it will happen, same thing will happen to you. Either your wives, if you're a man, if your wife will go out there and bring in another man and say, this is my husband and we have a child together, you will not be smiling. So there is nothing to appreciate, applaud, and say, Yul has not done anything wrong. Yul has not done anything wrong. There is something wrong with the tradition that states that you go behind the back of your first wife to take a second wife. There is something wrong with that tradition. And that needs to stop. Traditional rulers needs to stand and look into this stuff and let there be punishment. I don't care if you're Yoruba, if you're Hausa, if you're Igbo, if you're Edo, if you're Calabar, if you're Ijo, I don't care. But there should be punishment that goes with it nationwide. Any man or woman that is from Nigeria, if you decide you want to have a second partner and you keep your first wife or husband in the dark, there should be a punishment that comes traditionally. Maybe if that is done, men will start doing the right thing. Because I cannot even count the number of women that might have lost their lives because of the shock that came with the news of their husband has another wife or has another family out there or is bringing in a new woman into the home. The shock of it all has ended so many people's lives, has driven many people to madness and mental illness and so many other things. So it is not okay that people go behind the back of their first wives to go take second wives. It is not okay. And it is high time that we all come together and put our voice together and use this Yule Edochie's case as an example that this is happening in 2023 for goodness sake. And you think it is funny that in 2023 our tradition still has zero respect for women? There is nothing funny about it. There is nothing to overlook about it. There is nothing pleasant about the situation. If you can only put yourself in the shoes of all those thousands of women before me, if you can put yourself in their shoes, if something was actually done many years ago, likes of May will not be in this problem now. Why is it okay that men go to marry women without informing their wives? And why is it that traditionally there is no penalty? There is no punishment. In Africa, there used to be times when if you steal, traditionally there is a punishment that you get if you steal. There are certain crimes you commit, you are banished from your own homeland, never to return. There are punishments for different crimes that you will commit. Hello, 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 sis. So Yoyo's World, you're welcome. You're welcome. I'm here late again. I was like, I have to do this video. I have to. I've scheduled it since 5 p.m. and I came in now 12 a.m. I said I have to do this video because this has been on my mind for a very long time. And I was like, this Yule story keeps giving, and I like let me use this opportunity to touch down on this topic and actually bring more light because right from when I was growing up, I have always heard the stories of men taking second wives and their first wives are not aware. Okay, so I saw it for 9 a.m. my time. Yes, it was for it's supposed to be 5 p.m. my time, but ooh, by that time I had to leave the house, so I was not home. By the time I came back, 8, I had to leave again to the gym, and from 8 till 10 past 10 I came back and then ooh, stay running around. I didn't change the time. I had it for 5 p.m. and I left it like that. So it was just hanging, like waiting for the host, and I didn't come in because I didn't want to change the time to put it on for tomorrow because I still don't know. So I was like, I will leave it like that. Whenever I get the time, I will come in, even if it's 20 or 30 minutes, I will come in and do it. So I had another one on Daddy Freeze. Oh, really? What did Daddy Freeze say? Is it the one about the video that they posted? The video that, for me, I think that video was posted by Judy Austin because she's the one running the page. Is it that one? Is it the video that they posted? Because if it's that video, of course, that video they're just trying to make it look like Sir Pete Doche lied on the interview that he knew everything about Judy Austin when they were saying the whole truth will come out soon. There's just so much going on and it's just a hot mess. I also saw something else on Gist Lover where Gist Lover is saying that that Tonto Dike's husband, it seemed like him and this his new wife, like there's problem too. Okay, let me read what he says. That you got me pregnant and was forced to marry her because Faith and May's father were friends. That is obvious. We talked, if you remember, we talked about it now when this saga started in the beginning. I was like, it seemed like Yule Doche is on revenge. That's how this whole thing looks. I think Yule was a promiscuous kind of kid. a very rascal kind of person. And he says it himself actually that, he used to call himself coconut head and all that. I seem like you was very stubborn and he was really out there as a young boy. We all know these things now. Young boys, they will run from secondary school. They've started dipping and doing with secondary school girls and all of that, having several girlfriends from secondary school. And what secondary school are they not like, 14, 15, 16 years old, 17? They all have girlfriends and even girlfriends where they will be fighting. So I believe truly that that is what happened. And because Petedoche looks like a disciplinarian, which even Yul confirmed it on one of his interview before this whole marriage saga. When they asked him about his father, he had said his father is a very straightforward man. Yes is yes, no is no. So I'm not surprised if Yul was forced to marry May after both of them were fooling around. And trust me, now his father is confirming that the May's father is his friend. So that means they're like family, they were like family friends. So possibly when May's father is coming to visit Yu's father, he comes around with his children. They were playing all together from Boju Boju, Bele enter. What would they do? You cannot embarrass, he cannot embarrass his friend's family. His son had to marry the daughter. Let me see, he said uh, that he married at 20, while still in school. You see? You see? He said you was a very private, that they are surprised seeing all this happening. Sometimes all those private people too are then when hello treasure, treasure gist, welcome. Treasure, you never sleep. Cause I'm here you day Europe. Oh. You're welcome, treasure. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. It's because when you look at this whole thing, the way Yule is acting, it's no longer a thing of somebody that just got married and is maybe upset at the wife. Maybe the wife did something. This is like a payback. And from the way he's going about it, he's acting like even his own family he's angry at. So anything that will make his family, that perfect family and all of that, Yule is out to destroy that picture of perfect Edoche's family. That is what, so this is his time to pay them back with their own coin. That is just how I see this whole thing. Wait, let me drop this link. I was just talking and talking. Hold on. But in all of this, I still blame the part of our tradition that does not have any penalty for this thing. And this has been happening for so long. That is why people keep doing it. That's why we're seeing this thing happening in 2023. Treasure just said Judy Austin is bringing out the worst in you. I don't even think, Treasure, if you truly ask me, I don't even think that is Judy Austin that is bringing out this. And this has been in there for a very long time, and it could have been any woman. Do you understand? It could have been any woman. He has been holding this thing bottled up inside of him for so long. Now that he has the opportunity, Yule will not hold back anymore. He will let it all out before he will rest. And it will take a long time because he's been holding this for 17 years. When his mates were flexing, we have a guest. Invite guest. Oh, wait, what did I do? Okay. All right. Welcome, welcome. Thank you very much for joining, sis.
Hey Mel, how are you doing? I've been waiting for this live stream when sleep was busy catching me at work. I just
Uh-uh.
shut down my computer now. You know, when you're
Yeah.
so idle, you get to start
Yeah,
feeling sleepy.
it's true.
Mm. Anyways, treasure gist, baby, you're supposed to be sleeping now. Waiting be this one. I be sleep no gree come.
As in, I'm surprised that Treasure is still awake because we have almost at least maybe I'm 1 hour ahead of her, so I know it's
Mm.
late. Yeah.
All right, see, I'm already tired of May, Yul, and Judy scenario. They are dragging this thing beyond, you know, what it should be. And
Yeah.
when I heard those things from Daddy Freeze today, the person that made those statements, his name is Chris Bassi. He lives in Enugu, but he's in Holland now.
Oh.
And he came saying that he's a very good friend with you, that they all knew about Judy. Then,
Hey.
when Judy was pregnant, it became visible for everybody to know that this was happening. So, that he was
Oh.
surprised when it became news, national news, that people were surprised. That they were not surprised at Enugu because most celebrities knew what was happening at the
Good.
time. But the thing is that they in Nollywood, that they don't love each other, they don't wish each other well, and all of that that they said. Having said
Hi.
that, let's assume Yul got married when he was still a boy, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And if we recall, Pete Edochie said that the success of that marriage should be credited to May. So May all
Yes.
these years been working hard to make sure her marriage,
Works.
works and make sure it survives and succeed. But at some point, will you keep begging or keep amending or keep making it work?
Man, it's
Sincerely
tiring.
speaking, I am not an advocate of management marriage. I keep
Yeah.
saying it and I will not stop saying it. Marriage is not an endurance race. Marriage
Huh.
is something that you get into it to enjoy the life and memories you're going to create with that person. This issue of our village people and our community in Africa keep telling you you have to endure. Now, man, you have to endure simply because your grandma endured, your mother endured. So you put name and now endurance to find you a woman in Africa. You know, honestly, I
Yeah.
don't see it. I don't buy it. I told God, please, the day I will stop making my husband happy, the day I will become misery. You understand? Let's just
Yeah.
call it quits. Let everybody go their separate ways.
Huh.
Because this life, we live it once. And
True.
we should be able to understand that every second counts, every minute counts. It all add up to the number of years you're going to live on earth. Pete
Yeah.
Edochie is celebrating 73 years of marriage. It could be
Yes.
because the wife never gave him a hard time or was
Yeah.
not giving him a hard time. He could have had his way like every other male in Nigeria in their age, how they all behave. But the
Yeah.
thing is this: if Yul is no longer in love with May, he has fallen out of love. Fine, he has found his love. Good for him.
But was he ever in love?
No,
I don't think
maybe he
so.
wasn't. Maybe at the time I was, the way in university, you think that is love. It could be illusion, it could be lost, it could be fantasy. But whatever definition we're gonna give it, let's
Yeah.
assume he became a man and then found love himself. I wish him
Yes.
well. I wish Judy well. But the thing is,
Yeah.
let them at least keep some dignity for this lady called me,
I
some
agree.
some dignity. Let this woman not suffocate with all this nonsense they are spewing outside. It doesn't warrant it.
It's terrible.
She was never a public person. You
True.
brought her into the public. Less than 2 years, you introduced her to the world. This is how you crushed her.
Yeah.
It would have been better
That's
if she was kept secret like she has always been. Most of us didn't know he was married. Talk more of having grown kids. It was not until recent. Now them coming to say he got her pregnant, now because the fathers were friends, there is no way you get your friends and a daughter pregnant. They will not tell you to marry the girl, and all of that. Daniela is now hearing that this is her story. They're not even thinking about these children. That is what this young girl in her 19 years of life is realized. Oh, how I came into this. Oh, this, that, 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 that. They should leave them to be. And again, the strong word I will have for you, Ledoche, or if at all is gonna hear these kind of things, is you should sign the dotted lines, sign the
True.
divorce document, and move on with your Judy.
Absolutely.
We shouldn't be dragging this. Stretcher said, no, oh yo, I disagree with you. There is no marriage without, I guess, a problem. So I think Pet's wife were able to manage her home peacefully. Yeah, I'm not saying that it was all peaceful, but we have never heard that the woman dragged Pet Edochie. We didn't even know about the woman. We thought she was just one village woman from somewhere in the village. We didn't even know she's a lawyer. Talk more of.
And did you notice he said it on that interview?
Yeah,
When she came in, he was like, she just came in.
yeah. So the
And
thing
he now
is this:
said she's a lawyer.
Pete Edochie was the king in his home, and everything he said was respected. That's why nobody ever heard about the wife. Because if May had agreed to what you was dishing out, we will not be
Yeah,
hearing this.
at all.
If May has said, anyway, why am I even stressing myself? After all, you people have been together for only God knows when. Whatever, I don't care anymore. Let me live my life with my children in Lagos. We will not be hearing about these things.
Yeah.
It's simply because she said no, and everybody's trying to use her to now revenge for their father's third and seventh and sixth wife. We're not saying you, honestly. We're not. I personally, I'm not saying you should not marry his second wife, third, fourth, fifth, seventh. But what I'm saying, they should reserve some dignity for this woman. What he's doing with Judy is enough embarrassment. They're calling this woman a joke. It's not fair. Even if you don't love her anymore, you should still respect her. You will not be the first man ever to have a second wife. There should
But
be
maybe
some
there is something too that is making him to punish May, but he's yet to
something
say.
making him to punish me. Maybe because he begged me to accept the whole thing. May said no. And then the internet trolls are dragging the living daylight out of him. That is the thing. May said no, and I want the house in Lagos, and I want this, I want this. And do you understand? Those are the
Yeah,
things that are making him. Is it May that is talking? No, I don't know May, but I'm talking about them. You don't know May, you're talking about them.
yeah,
It's their action that is making people talk.
true.
I don't even care about what they posted today. I know it was the movie set. I don't care about it. But the only thing I'm saying, these people should get to the court, sign the papers, and keep quiet. There are
Very true.
other stories people should measure on. Kama is chasing Rosemore all over the internet.
Oh my goodness. I'm waiting for that story. I don't know when he's going to drop the full story.
No, the
Hmm.
story has been dropped. I already made a video about it. I couldn't just
Uh-uh.
get my mind.
Really?
I couldn't get my mind because of this May story, the way they are talking about this woman. You
Hey.
know, they say they got her pregnant, he was forced to, as if she's not good to be loved. She's not enough to be
Yeah.
appreciated. She's not enough to be considered. I mean, they got blood flowing in their veins. People should just, Yul and Judy should just stop. They should
True.
stop. If you no longer want this woman, you were never in love. We agree. Everything you said, fine. Sign the divorce papers. Let the story end.
He won't, because if he does, that's where he ends, and shame on him because he was bragging his Odogu he has two wives. Now he will not have one wife if he signs the paper.
Yeah, if he signs the papers, then life will begin for him and Judy. They will continue to do their thing on social media. People might not give them that kind of attention anymore. But let them just leave this. That guy that came telling the story, people were surprised. So that was the issue. He
Ah,
was never in love. He was forced to marry this girl. Now that he's grown, he became a man and he met. So that means he met Judy when he was 34 years of age. And truly speaking, remember yesterday, on Saturday during my live stream, We are talking
Yeah.
about the rightful age for a man to settle down. It's still within that period of men finding true love, understanding what
Yes.
love is all about.
Yeah.
So this guy primarily was a young man, a boy when he got married. He was in the university. He has not
Yeah.
even graduated when he got married.
Yeah.
But I understand. You eventually realize you were just here because of what you guys got into. I get it. But save some dignity for your first wife. See, it's really needed.
And Treasure asking if everybody in the industry knew, how come nobody told me? Do
The
you think
guy
people would
said
tell her?
they
She's a
knew.
private person.
No, the guy said they all knew that you has directed three of Judy's movie in the course of this their relationship. That people knew they should stop pretending, but nobody had the courage to tell me because they wouldn't want to be pointed as you're the one that said. They
But
knew.
can't people said they should go away? I beg. I don't believe this kind of story because remember then. Now we're not talking about it because this thing started happening before they started registering SIM and name and all of that. So you can actually just buy a SIM from the roadside, do your job, and break that SIM and throw it away.
They don't want to. They knew. You
So
know
if
why I believe that?
exactly if they really wanted to get, she won't even know who sent her.
Do you know
Just give
why?
her good information and break that SIM.
Yeah. Do you know why I believe they didn't want to? When that story broke, one
Yeah,
of Destiny Etiku's shine shine boy, that one that bleaches, Dr. Success
Uh,
or whatever he's called.
the one that has a lot of mustache,
uh
beards.
that will Photoshop his leg, it will now become one side big, one side just to have a light skin color on the photo. So he came on the comment section, said, finally, the news is out so that May can start so that May can at least have some peace of mind. Finally,
Wow.
when you broke that news, he said,
Wow.
finally, people now came to attack me. Say, yes, I am saying what I'm saying because everybody in Enugu, we all knew about this, but nobody had the
Wow.
guts of telling me that now that Yule has made the announcement, let's may start finding some closure. So they knew.
But I also blame May somehow. It seemed like May just stayed in Lagos and just stayed there.
No,
I
no,
beg, visit husband by surprise sometime too now. Eh? Visit in workplace. What is all this?
I don't know how she was just managing it. I
Because if she was going to Enugu once in a while, something Tori go enter your ear. You go hear something for street.
She doesn't even need to be going to
Shoo.
Enugu to hear something. But the thing is this, you know the way Pet Edochie sounds or the way he appears. Maybe
Yes.
she had made that kind of surprise visit. Ah, you didn't tell me you're coming, so please next time if you're coming, you got to tell me. You never can tell.
That will confirm you. I go
The
still
man,
come. I
the
don't go
guy will
tell
tell
you.
him, the guy will tell him, no, if you're coming, you have to let me know you're coming. That will
Yeah.
bring quarrel. And then will
Hi.
you want to come again? No.
Me, I will still visit you on set sometimes, oh, because I know that your set they can do commit havoc
Honestly, I
when they're
really,
on set.
I really wish all of them well. I really do. But most importantly, the children.
Hi.
All this dragging of the children. No, no, no. The more you drag me, the more you call you, the more you bring their whole story, the more you drag the children. If only you is wise, sign this divorce paper. May will say, we have finally gotten my divorce from this day onwards. I and my husband are no longer together. Thank you
Yeah.
guys for all the prayers. Thank you guys for whatever. I will now continue on going forward with my life and how to take care of my children. But let them
There's
sign the
always
divorce paper.
resentment, a treasure. There's always resentment. They do it. They do it. I remember the one that happened in my village. This lady, her parents just didn't like this guy because he was always chasing people, but that was the love of her life. And when she got pregnant, they said, oh yeah, I'll pack your load, oh, go and live with him. When she went and started staying with him, that's when he changed because now he cannot bring all those village girlfriends to his house because now this woman is pregnant and she's there with him. You know what he did? He was preparing to go study to become a chemist. He wanted to be a pharmacist and stuff like that. So he already had a chemist where he was mixing drugs and selling
Maybe
drug,
bigger
locally.
so that we can go out.
That's how he put something in this woman's food and murdered her.
Are
So
you serious?
yes, yes, this story I'm telling you happened to my own relation. The lady in question is my own cousin. And I
Wow.
remember that night how none of us slept, how the whole village was looking for him. If they had caught him that night, they would have spied him too. He ran
Hmm.
away. He only returned many years later. So, because of the anger of I cannot be free anymore, that was what made him to buy that young, promising lady. So,
Hmm.
most of the times, what I have noticed, and even other stories that I can actually mention, when women get pregnant, the men always do this. They always do this. Another one was a friend of mine. Her younger sister got pregnant in secondary school. So she was still in primary school. We were just entering secondary school then because that was her elder sister, was in same class with me. And she got pregnant. I don't know if we were in GS2 or so when she got pregnant. So she was really little girl. When she got pregnant, then she had a child for that guy. Fast forward, before we were leaving secondary school, they've already started having issues. He didn't
Yes.
want to be a father. And this one, I'm telling you, my friend's mom is these people that used to go around giving immunization and all of you understand. So the woman had her own money. She didn't have a husband. She had 3 children, but she had her money. She had her eldest in university. We were leaving secondary school, you know. But this little one now, she was not going to school because she was pregnant, dropped out and stuff like that. But the mom was feeding her, taking care of the baby and all of that. So nobody was even asking him to say, go buy pampers or go buy napkin or bring baby milk. But he just hated that he was a father and he was taunting her. You know what this girl did one afternoon? She went and she drank this in poison.
Hmm.
Luckily, yes, after she drank it, not too long, we arrived in the home and saw her on the floor. That's how they rushed her, started giving her oil, giving her this and all of that. Many years later, again, after we finished secondary school, I was already in Uniport. I came back to the village for a funeral and I went to their house and she did the same thing again. It just happened like 1 hour before I arrived. And I had to sit her down and I asked, I said, what are you doing? He said the guy said he doesn't want her anymore and nobody will ever marry her because she's second hand. At this point now, they have 2 kids together. But he wanted to go marry somebody else. She decided to go drink another thing again. This time it was a big problem. She
The thing I
almost
will
crossed
say
over.
here, people should know
Yes.
that one, if you really have confidence in yourself, you can always find love. This issue of them saying once you're divorced, once you have
And listen to
a
what she
baby,
said
you
to me.
can.
Because when I asked her, and I said to her, this is the second time you're doing this. You know that your mother don't have husband. Your mother is trying for the 3 of you and everything. So your mother took care of your first daughter until she's now big like your sister. People don't even know that she's your child. What else do you want from your mother? What else do you want? And she said to me, you said nobody will ever marry me. And I said to her, bet me today, if you buckle up your life, look at you. You are beautiful. You have everything. Buckle up. Your mom is taking care of your child. Your elder sister came, took the second child you had. So people think that the second child is her elder sister's first child. So that people don't
Hmm?
even know. And I said, people don't know. Anybody that's not from our village don't know that you have kids. Buckle up, clean up yourself, go back to school, finish up. Or if you don't want to go learn a business and watch a man out there who find you and marry you.
Yeah,
I was here in Greece when they sent me her wedding photos and
you
I was
see.
smiling. I said, I hope she remembered the words I said to her that day.
Yeah, Judy is now a classic example for anybody thinking that a man will find you and fall in love. And because
Yes,
of you, said the man will break his own home.
exactly. Abi for a woman we don't divorce,
Yeah,
Judy.
with 2 children.
Yes,
A
so
divorcee with two children. That's who the man is trying to abandon 4 children because of. So, I mean, this life is so simple. Oh, if people of this world will understand it, honestly, if people of this world will understand it, this life is so simple. If you would do the right thing, let them sign the papers, and
Yeah.
they shouldn't drag this divorce. Let it end on that 2 months. If you're willing today, the court will give you a divorce certificate.
Yeah. See what Treasure said, that May would have known that Yul is a womanizer. Treasure, it's possible that May didn't know, because remember, he was talking about how he used to drop his phone, because a lot of women are fooled by that phone pin, oh, that their
Mhm.
husbands or boyfriends allow them access to their phones. They think they cannot do something. You understand? So
Yeah.
if you goes back home from Enugu after shooting and goes back to Lagos and gives May the phone, May might just think he's clean. Some women do that. They will argue with you until they fall inside pits. Meanwhile, you've seen what you've seen. You've seen their partners running things, but you're just closing your mouth and not saying. But they will be there telling you, I've seen his phone, I've checked everything. But you know fully well that this Oga, when they tell you, already get side chick. So it's possible that May didn't know. She just thought my husband is being clean with me, straightforward, calling me when he's at work and doing all of the things that he should do. Some women are easily fooled, very easy to fool.
Yeah, my
So it's possible
the
she
only
didn't
thing
know.
I'm
Yeah,
saying here, come what may, they
yeah,
should not make drag this divorce, so that everybody can actually start having some closure. They should not drag it. But knowing Nigerian and Nigerian men, they can drag this divorce in another 5 years. They are not finalized. And Judy is there having kids every now and then, making her babies, and May will not
yeah.
move on. I keep saying that because that was the rudest shock that hit me as a young lawyer in Nigeria. So the
Wow.
only thing I'm begging them to do, sign the divorce papers, make it short. Let it be one hearing, the second one, everybody should find their way. The judge gives judgment. They can get all of this done. If they come, they can even call the court offices and tell them that we don't want to go to court anymore. We want to settle out of court. This is what I can afford to pay since she's taking the home in Lagos. I can
Yeah,
afford to pay her for emotional damage and all of that, 5 million, 10 million. But let's settle it out of court, and I will go to court and sign, bring the divorce papers, I will sign. These things can be done in the court office. Don't even need to go to the court. What they would now take the divorce papers, go to court and make sure they stamp them. Divorce. Everybody goes their way. Honestly,
that's
I
not
feel
gonna happen
sorry.
with you.
Yeah,
Nah,
it's not gonna
you
happen.
must get his own pound of flesh
Pound of flesh.
before he
Yeah,
will do anything else.
yeah,
Until
absolutely.
that is done, no way.
Look at a child is already gone, 6 feet under. I'm thinking about
Exactly.
the
He
remaining
still didn't
children.
stop.
Yeah, Daniela will now know it's because of me that all of these things are happening. It's because of me. That's not a guilt a child should bear.
Yeah,
People make mistakes. Things happen. Relationship may not have worked out well, but fine. When you realize you guys are not meant to be, pick up your pieces and then go. Somebody that is there that God has programmed for you will find you. You need to believe it to happen. You need to work on yourself and not get stuck because you missed a step. No,
yeah.
nobody should find him or herself in those positions. So what I'm saying here is I'm so tired of talking about these people. The only thing I want to talk about is the divorce proceedings. That's all I want to talk.
Which
Oh,
will take forever.
you responded or you did not respond. The court said this. That's all I want to see the progress, because if you have a problem and prefer solution, the next thing is how to take care of it. But whereby you have a problem, you keep going round and round the circle on that problem. You haven't even started to acknowledge that you have a problem.
At
Until you
all.
acknowledge you have a problem, then solutions will come. They are not the first person. They should just stop and let people
And
be.
the Judy is not even smart. That Judy, now one woman will not get sense. And this is not an insult, it's fact. One, first of all, If I was in Judy's shoe, God forbid, it will never happen. But I will not join that man to make caricature of his first wife.
Yeah,
If you want do video, do it on your own. Not even mistakenly show my face for your nonsense videos. If
yeah,
you're trying to beef, if both of you had issues prior, go do your video and don't get me involved. I
yeah,
don't want to be. That's one. Two, now he's dodging from getting served. Is this not the time that this woman is supposed to put her foot down since she has won the trophy? She wants this husband for herself. She wants to be an edochie. Is this not the time that Judy should be pressurizing you to go where they can find him and get served and finish up with this thing so both of them can be happily ever after? She's still online making caricature of herself actually.
yeah. That's true.
It just doesn't make sense. And when I see people saying people should leave them alone, they've not done anything, I say, excuse me, they are posting, they are making people to talk. Why do you want other people to keep quiet? And the main people that you should direct the thing to, you're not telling
Well,
them anything.
well, see, if you see the
Huh.
way the guy was talking in Daddy Freeze was shared, I did not hear. It's not in my mouth. From my mouth, you hear it too. That he has made a lot of enemies already. That he's not interested in getting some.
Yeah, that this is running away from saga.
Honestly, the guy just came talking. May did not do anything wrong at the time. Yuli did not do anything young. They were just young people in the university, and things happen. Nobody should be prosecuted for that. You understand? Is accepting your responsibilities and moving on with what life has thrown at you is what counts. They were lucky they had parents that took charge because at that time they didn't know what to do. Maybe they were still living with their parents. They were
Yeah,
lucky. Maybe somebody rented an apartment for them. And they were lucky they survived those years. You
true.
understand? It's just that Yul is not a contented person when it comes to women. That's why they keep exploring because a lot of men, this particular story were their own stories. And some of
That
them
is why I
succeeded.
said the whole truth about polygamy in Nigeria. This dates back to more than 70 years ago. That is one of the that's why I'm so pissed at women supporting this nonsense right now. Because at what point will African women, at what point will Nigerian women open their eyes and demand that our tradition give us a little bit of respect?
See,
How can you be
Mel,
with a
see,
man for 17 years
Mel,
and he
see,
doesn't
I
even
differ. I really stand to differ when it comes to this, okay? Because I believe as human beings, we have choices to make. So I can't
which
force
is
you to take. Yeah, I'm getting there. I can't force you to take my own personal choice. You as an adult, you have choices to make. I have choices to make. Maybe I
yeah.
prefer polygamy. You prefer monogamy. I can't force you to do otherwise. Where I have a problem is the manner and the approach towards that polygamy. Why do I
That's
say the
what
man?
I'm saying now. We're saying the
Mm.
same thing. I'm not saying abolish polygamy. Right from time, the second wives are always coming from the back door, and there's no traditional punishment. There's no part of our tradition that states that if you don't inform your first wife, you should be maybe banished from the village, you should be ostracized, you should be nothing. I'm
See,
saying this
the
because I
the
know
people
from
I know,
experience from so many people that
yeah,
they didn't
the
know.
people I know that their father were, polygamous, if I'll put it that way. I
Yeah,
have quite, I say, three relatives in
yeah,
the village.
yeah,
One and the only child of the mother,
mm,
so he had three wives.
yeah,
The other one too, the only child, only male child, he had two wives.
yeah,
Then one, the only child, he ended up having three, four, but one of them died. He married another one, so he maintained three. But the
mm,
last person I talked about was Paul, so he was suffering
yeah,
for the women. Then the second one I talked about was just a civil servant, but they were able to
yes,
manage. Those days they will marry you and then you
Yeah.
start fending for your children and things like that.
Of course, there are
Yeah.
farms though, farmlands.
The first person I talked about was a very successful businessman,
Yeah.
and he ended up having 22 children.
Yeah.
And before he died, while he was alive, because he understood polygamy, understood what was going on in his home, all the bickering going on. They all know that. They try to caution their wives because there is no way people will stay together and they will not fight. So what he did for his male kids, because in our communities in Igbo land,
Yeah.
women don't inherit landed properties. We
Yes.
don't. So the man, while he was alive, he divided all his land, gave every male child a land in the village. So whether you were 12, 10,
Yes.
30, you know your plot of land at the
Yeah.
time. So he did all of those while he was alive. Some men don't do that. That's where problem comes when they start fighting for their father's property. We don't even want to go there because that's another
Yeah.
bad side of polygamy. And that's why a lot of
Yes.
people are so against polygamy.
Yeah.
Polygamy to them is just like the old tradition of the Bible, whereby they could marry more than one wife. It's
And
just
I'm
what
not
it is.
against it, but pre-inform the one that is there first. We keep
Yes.
hearing this story of I traveled to visit my family people, and I came back, I saw another woman's clothes in my husband's house. I was sitting down in my house cooking in the kitchen. Somebody came and told me my husband is getting married in the next village. All these type of stories over the
Yeah.
years.
See, I want to believe those stories are new because these people I just mentioned, their first wife went with them to get the second wife. You understand? But
Yeah,
because the younger the generation gets from the older ones, they will start detaching ourselves from reality, from how things are supposed to be done, or rather, how things are done. We start detaching from the true culture and what is practiced. People start doing it their own way. You go to Abuja, you have a wife, and you go to Port Harcourt, you have another. You know,
yeah.
that is what is coming with this new generation of young men. Okay, if you really ask me, that's what I see. They don't tell their wives anymore.
Do
The
you
person might
remember the
travel.
story that Pete Edochie told about someone he knew in
Yes.
his interview? This
Mm-hmm.
has been for so many years. It has been, this is how they did it right from time. That's why I said it's part of tradition that it's full of loopholes, and the so-called kings and traditional rulers we have don't give a damn to even fix it. Talking about the woman depriving the husband, the next thing the husband went and married got a side chick and had children and all of that, and the woman was still thinking she's boss lady in the house, still depriving the this thing. That's the story Sapete Doche told of the man he
Yes.
knows.
Yes.
It has all the people I know, their first wives did not know, and these are old people from when I was a child up until now.
Wow.
Their first wife never knew.
Wow. Hmm.
So it is terrible. The only people that I know that they know is the royal people. And I think because they are from royal family, they do it according to royal stuffs and all those other rituals they have to carry out. Everybody knows when a new wife is coming in. But as a normal man, I don't know anybody that the first
See,
wife knew.
I've not heard about anybody in my community that did that. I remember when we came for Christmas one of the
Yeah,
times, and a woman came to greet us for welcoming. My
yeah,
husband's, that kind of thing. My husband
yes.
to welcome. We now say, we start asking our mother, who is this one? They say, oh, that Tio. That's Theophilus, that he just
Yes.
married a new wife. Oh. We all said, what? We were surprised because the first set of children were still hungry and he went and married them.
Of course, that's how you know he's a big man, because
Ah,
he has two wives and multiple children.
honestly. So that is just it's unfortunate, yeah, that you, Edochie, and May Edochie, their own is happening this way. My only concern and worry is that they should stop belittling May. She
Yeah.
hasn't done anything wrong. Okay, if you feel you no longer love her, you still consider respecting her. If it's
Yeah.
because she's not agreeing to your terms, you now go discuss that with your second wife. You're not respecting her, because your conversation with your first wife should be respected. It should be still be private between the two of you. You go
Yeah.
and discuss, you don't even know what is wrong with this lady that you've been talking to her. She's not agreeing for us to live in peace. You shouldn't go relay that to your second wife. Then they'll start thinking about how to go and do video to pepper her. We all
Yeah.
know the whole essence of all they are doing is to pepper the girl. All those videos is to make her
Unnecessary
mad.
competition.
Yeah, and also people continue to talk about them. They are getting the money, but they are drinking paracetamol with the money, which is not a good way for anybody,
Yeah.
because your health is more important than the bank account, if we
True.
look at it in that way. But it is what it is. May didn't do anything wrong. I believe at
Yeah.
the time she and you started their family, you didn't do, and he was just a child. And
Yeah.
if to me, they should even be grateful to their parents for helping them out navigate the waters at the time.
Yeah.
But that will also bring to another conversation, another title or topic, that
Yeah.
if you think because you're pregnant that you're going to make the man marry you and love you, is not guaranteed. It's not
Yeah.
a guarantee. People should stop it. But at the time it happened to them, they were kids.
Their own
So
was even forced. Their own was not even willingly. It was forced by the both parents. You will not come and embarrass. You know those type of parents now. You will not
yeah,
come and embarrass our family name. You know, parents are always saying that. One advice they give you as a girl is don't get pregnant
yeah,
until you bring a husband. So if you
mm-hmm.
there, you will marry him, whether he's a madman or you will marry him.
Yeah,
The same with the guys. If you impregnate a woman, they know that the guys will run around and do their thing, but they always tell them, if you get any girl pregnant, you will marry her and you will
yeah.
take care of her. So it was just forced on the both of them. If maybe they had allowed her to just have the child and they raised the child, maybe this wouldn't have been happening. And that's why I feel like you right now feels like I will pay you people back in your own coin. Talking about his family and May's family, if they were that's the two friends now, Sapete Doce and May's father. He felt like he's going to pay them back in their own coin, and now he's going to show them. Hence, this whole disrespect online, posting that nonsense to his Facebook page that makes his father looks like a liar. You knew about it, now you're saying you people didn't know about it. What do we believe? That's how people feel right now.
See, I really don't, anybody thinking that has any connection with what Peter Edochie said, the person just want to be gullible, because that is a complete video, a different video, that your daughter Judy was being a daughter in that movie. So you
Yeah.
can't even relate the two. Judy was being a daughter that got pregnant for one Mr. Kingsley, and Peter
Yeah.
Edochie happens to know the Mr. Kingsley. So maybe Mr. Kingsley is going to be a business
Is that
tycoon.
not her first husband's name, Seth?
No, I thought it's Mr. Obasi.
Ah, okay, so but I thought it was Kingsley too.
No, I don't know the man's first name anyway, but they know him as Mr. Obasi. See,
God, this drama, eh?
this drama is never ending. I now calling them keeping up with the Edochies. So they keep
Exactly.
coming, they keep coming, they keep coming. It's really unfortunate, man. I really pray and wish that they will stop.
True.
But I can only wish and pray, you know. But I don't know. They are not interested in me stopping. The only thing I'm asking God to help. Sorry, I thought I logged myself out. The
Ah,
only
okay.
thing I'm asking God is to touch you's heart. Let him sign the divorce document so that they can all move on with their lives. Because as it is now, they
Yeah.
haven't made a step. In as much as they're having kids, they haven't made a very any progress since that. Rather, their progress was just went backwards. If you really ask me, because they lost a child, so they haven't really gained anything positive. So it's
That's
like
true.
going around the circles when you're not moving forward. So I pray he signs the papers, and that's what I pray. Where he signs the
But the
paper.
thing is, y- to think that you has a mom that is a lawyer and he still behaves like this just goes to show that he's out to really deal with everybody that is around
No,
him.
he's not out to deal with everybody. Honestly, he will not. Let me even say, his Yule is not the only person. Neither will he be the first lawyer's child that went the other way. Fowls, these fowls that we know, Fanny
Yeah,
Kayode's, Fanny Falana, Femi Falana's child.
son.
Yeah, he was sent overseas to study law. He went his way doing music. Charlie Boy, Charlie Boy's father, Justice Oputa, he was sent
Yeah.
to the US to study law. He came here and started doing music. For many years, he wasn't in good terms, in talking terms with his father. It
Yeah,
was
that's
his
true.
mother that he was close with because the father, at some point, kind of disowned him for all his actions.
Yeah,
He was, he had to, go back to retrace his step before him and his father started having good relationship in his old age. He
yeah,
wasn't even shy. He discussed that when the father was alive. He talked about it severally, how they made up, how, he talked about it. Charlie Boy, who doesn't know Charlie Boy those days
that's
in
true.
Lagos? So there are so many of them. I know of a girl that she fell in love with the man that asked her to marry her. And then the next thing, the guy wanted to marry her without the consent of his true family.
Oh,
At first, the girl did not know. And before they
wow,
realized it, she was pregnant.
wow,
When she now realized that the man she was calling daddy
yeah,
was not the father-in-law, she broke down.
wow, wow.
And eventually, her own parents said no, that we can't go and accept bride price from the man, your
Yeah, like
soon to be
fake
husband's
parents. Yeah,
mother's people that is supposed to be from his father's side of the family, not his
yeah.
mother bringing her own brothers.
Uncles. Yeah.
Yes, that
Yeah,
is
yeah,
not
yeah,
done.
yeah.
That we are not going to do that. That was when
Oh,
this guy now opened up to the father. This family contacted the father. The father
yeah.
said, if not that I'm hearing it from you guys, I wouldn't know that my son was going to get married.
What
The
is
man
wrong
did
with
not
children
know.
these days?
And there was a child on the way. So
Oh,
after the whole thing, they went, but the girl wanted to marry the guy, didn't care.
hmm.
At the end of the day, they produced two children.
Yeah.
After that, did the guy change? The guy is a complete narcissist. What happened?
Oh, oh.
They have gone their separate ways. And this person, the mother,
Oh.
is a practicing lawyer of high repute in Nigeria.
Eh?
Yeah, things happen. This thing they call
Yeah.
love is too deep. The girl till tomorrow, she said, if I had listened to my mother, if I had listened to my father.
Yeah. Ah, this life. Because in the case of you, one would think that okay, this is the time that you want to be close to your mom, let her explain to you so you know every move you make is backed up if she will suggest good lawyers too for you. He's acting like he doesn't even have a lawyer. Uh, like he doesn't care. Right now, Yul
No,
doesn't care. Whatever may they're doing there in Lagos, I think Yul is just somewhere in Enugu or Onitsha or somewhere, just feeling less concerned.
no, he cares. He cares. They said he's a very private person, that they are so shocked seeing all of this display coming up. He cares, but he's putting up a fight.
Now,
He
wow.
cares. He cares that his mother would have told him a thing or two.
Yeah,
However, when you mess up things, it becomes difficult for you to
fix.
get it right.
Yeah.
So right now, they're thinking of what to do, how to go about it. That's what I think they are doing right now. But he knows. He knows what
I just hope he does the right thing, because at the end of the day, if you're no longer in love with the woman, you're still gonna see your kids even after the divorce. I don't, Daniela is old enough to make her own decision, so I guess it's just those other two that
yeah.
maybe the court and evidence, everything that. But still, I don't think he's a threat. Even if he threatened her, I don't think he's a threat to his kids. So I don't think court would restrain, like, file a restraining order. I don't even think the wife will want to do that. May, I don't think May will want to do anything that will affect his relationship with his children. She might not want to have anything to do with him, but he will still be in the lives of the children, and they don't need to meet anyway, except for the little one. Now, maybe when she will hand over, she need to they get to a place like a park or some, I don't know, an eatery where she can hand the child over to him. Who knows? Or they
Yeah.
have a middle person. Because I remember in the case of Femi Fani Kayode that he never even brought the children. I think that Snow White was saying that they had a middle person that was supposed to bring the children to her. So maybe that's what they're going to do in this case too for the smallest one. The other two, they are old enough to know if they want to see him or not. Mostly Daniela. I feel sorry for that girl, really.
I really
I
do.
really feel for her.
I really, really do. I
She will
really
really
do.
have trust issues when she's ready to start dating.
Yeah.
How would she ever trust a man? Because when she looks at them, she'll be seeing her father, plus the whole story you've been hearing about other people's relationship, and then your own father gone, right, and your mother right in front of you. Ha! Everybody will just be a suspect.
Honestly.
It's really
I, I
terrible.
I feel for her. I feel really bad for her, but it is what it is. Okay?
Yeah,
It is what
that's
it
the truth.
is. And she has to find a way to be better and not to be
Yeah,
bitter. Because if she ends up being bitter, she's going to be miserable for the rest of her life.
that's true.
But if she sees it that, yeah, that's their problem, I don't want to be part of it. I want to be, I want to enjoy my childhood. I want to enjoy myself. I
Yeah,
just want to be happy, you know. That will really go a long way
that's
to
true.
help her, you know.
I feel like Yul will still calm down. He's just trying to, I've said it before, he's just trying to catch up on all those things he missed. And I think, give or take, next 10 years or so, Yul is going to calm down, because by then he might have done everything he wants to do, and he will see that there's actually nothing, and there's nothing serious that he really missed. But then I guess that's when he will now start regretting his actions. But for now, he's enjoying all those freedom and everything that he didn't get in his 20s. But by the
Yeah,
time he's in his late 50s, he won't be thinking the way he's thinking now.
absolutely.
Yeah. And I
Absolutely.
hope that Judy will be a good wife to him then. Because sometimes karma, you never know. Now we're seeing the one of Toto Dike's husband now, from sister to brother to wife. Now we're
Honestly,
hearing
to now
story.
a divorce, I don't
Ah,
even know.
they
Hmm.
divorced. I thought they had
No,
issues.
they've not. They've not divorced, but they've hit the rocks, according to this lover. Breaking news.
Hey, Toto Dike will be dancing a lantana.
Honestly, Tonto will be having a great day.
Hey,
Honestly,
hmm. Some people will just be seeing the red flags and they will still put their head. And I'm asking, what are you
do
doing?
you know the one that is, if that happens to be true, the one that is really bothering me? How can
Hmm.
somebody be beating you and you come on social media because they say they are sorry and pretend, oh, we love each other? You know, this my face. I know deserve to get scars.
I think the embarrassment when it comes to this battery thing, most people don't speak about it because of the embarrassment.
What kind of embarrassment, Biko?
That's
Tell
why you
me.
see them cover up with makeup or cover up anyhow and pretend that everything is okay until no way to hide.
What kind of embarrassment when the man has not respected you
You know,
in the
Nigeria
first
people
place?
now, they will not laugh at you, see you. So now man, they beat you. So now woman, they beat you. You know those kind of talk.
No, what I'm saying that you don't have to tell anybody anything, but you walk
Yeah.
away. Once the man hits you the first time, he will do it another time. Walk
Some people
away.
see it as love, no?
Love.
Yeah, some people
Hmm.
that I've heard someone say that is because he loves her and he's trying to protect her. I say, this
Hmm.
protection where you end up for gutter for middle of road
You say
in presence
gutter.
of everybody.
Gutter still they good now because they will bring you out and you clean up. How about 6 feet under?
As in even they beat me, I was pinching myself.
Look
If you
at
see
Osinachi
the
today.
punches,
If
the
Osinachi
punches.
had opportunity of being alive today, I guess she could have taken it.
But that's the thing now, because their brain tells them that this is what is happening. I'm telling you, middle of the road, heavy punches from a man. People were screaming, "You go kill am oh, na person pikin oh." After beating her, she walk to the other way to say, okay, let her go to her house and let him go? She still followed him. My God. Everybody was just looking. People were like, waiting for this one down there. But she still followed.
Honestly.
So that's how some people think that it's because of love, it's because of care. If you don't, you see this couple in the US too, now this Christian or something, those reality TV, that one that was it punch, he punched her and her teeth fell off or something like that.
Hmm.
Very toxic people. Yet she's still following that guy up and down, up and down. They fight in the middle of the road.
That is
People,
not love. That's what
she
I'm trying to say. It's not love.
is a twisted mindset, no?
Yeah, it's
That
not love.
that
They are both sick.
life, life.
Honestly, you can't call that love. You can't.
When a lot of times people are saying tolerate, endure, tolerate, bear. Now this small thing, that you know, those kind of things. I feel like that's the thing that contribute to this whole type of thing that a man will be maltreating a woman, the woman will still stand that there because it's that endure now. You know the one will happen to this other person. You see your own bad registers. Don't start giving you instances of people that are in worse situation than you, and you're complaining, you want to run away.
See, ML, I was looking at that video Yul and Judy posted today.
Yeah.
I said, child, men, we get different tastes too. See as Judy stomach come wawa for that place.
You be like say she carry belly there. Oh.
Or maybe she just gave birth.
Yeah.
It could be after this their new baby.
Or even the other one self. Who knows how old that this thing is?
No, the
That
video
clip
is
is.
not old. It's still new.
If it's new, we'll see it in one of their new movie that will come out. If it's new,
Yes, now we'll see it. See, I really feel so sorry for them, all of them. I've never seen a marriage problem so sagad in this way. I've never
yeah, because
seen another one that is
he's popular.
happening in Nigeria. It's just that we are not looking into it. Is the former Access Bank MD
Oh,
is that is being dragged by one young lady in Abuja.
uh-uh.
Yeah.
The young lady is his wife or side chick.
Uh the man came out today and made a statement
Yeah.
and then said he had nothing to do with this woman,
Hmm.
that he only has 3 children. The child the woman has is not his child, that he's
Hey,
only married to the wife and had 3 children, you know.
isn't that what they always say? Lie
But you know,
people.
because they are not celebrities, you understand, nobody knows them. But people in the
That's
banking
why Yul
industry.
is full of himself now. That's the thing I'm saying. There's no capital punishment traditionally for these men that behave like this. That's why people like you, Ledoche, can actually stand and beat their chest because in his mind, I'm not the first. If we go investigate, we will see 1,000,001 persons that have done exactly the same thing I did,
Yeah,
took the
there
wife
is no
by
capital
surprise.
punishment.
Yes,
The punishment is there for the woman to carry her things and leave.
yeah. And then society will still judge you.
No, that is even in the Western world. If you're no longer interested in the marriage, you file for divorce and you go.
Yeah,
Is there any punishment to the man? No. The only
no,
thing is that they are going to divide their properties accordingly. You understand? Whoever that is
yeah,
making more money will start paying the other person. Uh,
yeah.
what's it called again?
Spousal support.
No, not spousal support. Anomaly. Oh, I will remember the
Um,
name they call it. That's the only thing that is different in the Western world from Africa. In Africa, a woman gets nothing. You know,
yeah,
majorly they get nothing. But these days,
true.
because women are beginning to ask for their names to be on the properties and all of that, that's why some of them are getting some
Getting
things.
some, yeah.
Yeah. Apart from
And
that,
I think
the
because court too is now kind of backing, kind of doing
yes,
the right
because
thing.
they are now married in court. Assuming it
Yeah,
was that customary marriage only, you get nothing.
that's why I
Ye-
said some of these traditions need to be mended because imagine now if they would just say, if the man just go and cheat and he lies and by the time you divorce, that fine house when build and cannot give the woman. You will see that that third leg will start staying in one place. Like there should be traditionally. I'm not even talking about legally. And leave that part first. It will take many years to get there. Traditionally, there should be a capital punishment for this misbehaving, so everybody will fall in line. Before you do it, you will go and tell her, "Look, oh, I want to marry another wife, oh," and then the two of you will not agree, and then you go and marry the wife. Not the one that she will just go to market one day and come back. She's seeing another person in her kitchen cooking.
Yes, now.
Now,
Yes,
wow.
now. What else do you want?
No wonder you see you now. He's doing. I'm not the first person, and then this they want him, want him. Judy's doing. I will expose people because they know now. They will not start mentioning names of people that did the same thing. They will not ask everybody, "Did you people drag this one? Did you people drag that one? Didn't the person do the same thing?" I beg, I beg. Traditionally, our traditional rulers and all these people, they need to do better. I beg. They need to do better. If not to split your money into two, when you marry second wife, you split into two. Give the woman. If she wants stay, she stay. If she no wants stay, she go. But let it be that everything you have, they split it in two and give to the first wife. Make her see what in the second wife won't go collect. Because most of them they are coming in because of what the man has, not
The man
necessarily
is
because they're
balanced.
in
The
love.
man is
Yeah,
comfortable. Now I can come in. It
exactly.
is what it is for the
Ah,
Duchess.
it is it as in their case. I was like, I beg, I'm just gonna use this one to touch down on our culture a little bit and our tradition. They should please buckle up some of these loopholes and do what they need to do. So at least women will not be suffering too much. The next thing you will hear, if you don't want to stay, go now. Pack your things, they go. You didn't bring wait till you carry come and you dey come from your papa house. Wait till you carry come, carry that one, go. You know, after you finish hustling with the person, they're telling you carry the one we carry come from your papa house, go. As in, it's it's so annoying. And then,
Sincerely speaking, my prayer is that our stories will not be discussed the way they are discussing
God,
May Edochie's story.
oh God, no, no.
That's the height of it. The disrespect is too much.
Oh my goodness. Huh? If it's some people, they would by now they would have been admitted in some rehab or somewhere. It's just too much. It's too much for the lady. I don't even know how she copes.
Honestly, honestly.
Ah,
Imagine today is
monthly.
my 3 years on YouTube, oh, Mel.
And you didn't do
Hey,
anything. You didn't
three
do
years on
YouTube
you.
for
I
us.
wanted to go live this evening, but I couldn't go live. I just saw you. I said, let me come and yeah. I said I'll be going live after my work. Once I finish, I'll go live, no matter how short the period is before I go. But the kids were here with me, so I said no. Let's talk about the Duchess. That one is not too. is not too for them to hear. So, um, 3 years of maybe I should do live stream if I wake up in the morning. But what have I achieved on the channel? You know, I abandoned the channel over a year, 2 Christmases ago. It's my cooking channel that is 3 years old. What will I even? Maybe I should schedule a live stream in the morning, celebrate 3 years anniversary with me. Ah, don't mind me, Jerry. Hello, Mel. Are you still there? Oh my
Yeah,
God.
see me. I was just talking. I didn't know that you didn't hear anything I was saying.
Oh no, I didn't hear a thing.
Oh God. I was saying congratulations. You should schedule something because we're almost rounding up with this one. And you were saying that what have you achieved in the channel? I said when you start business newly now, sometimes it takes long time before the business will pick up. So that's
Mel,
how we're seeing this YouTube. Oh.
Mel, indeed. Business that I abandoned 2 Christmases ago. Eh?
Do you blame yourself when you've been hustling and back to back video every week video,
Honestly,
yet
if
YouTube would not just have conscience to
if
just
you
say,
go to the
let's
channel,
push
you
small
see,
YouTubers? Hey,
I try to put in things time to time, that kind of put in things so
yeah.
that it does better. That is not how we started this channel. It
Ah,
wasn't how we started.
back to back. Now every week you're sure of a video.
2 videos,
God,
at least 2 videos. I
YouTube
might
just didn't
just
try you.
celebrate it 3 years on YouTube. Hooray.
Yes, now I beg, schedule something. No, it's
Yeah, no
worth
be this
celebrating.
night again. No, it's already 6 p.m.
Oh, is
That
it now?
means I might do it in the morning if I
Ah,
wake up
okay.
early. Just dress up, come here. Once I finish, I'll switch to my work
Yeah, ah, okay.
and do my work. No, I can't do it again. I just want to have some fresh air outside. I've been indoors since,
Ah, since morning, eh?
yeah.
Ah,
Ah,
okay.
Mel, it's been nice chatting with you today. Oh, honestly.
Thank you so much. So, what's your last advice for? Because I'm calling it last because really, this their matter. I don't know what else to say. Because it's, I feel like the more people talk about them, the more they are bringing up ridiculous things for people to keep talking. So, what's the advice you have for them? And we'll call it a day.
Yeah, for you, Ledoche, I will
Yeah,
say the only advice I have for him is
yeah,
for him to find a way to go through the divorce documents, sign the divorce papers, so that he can move on with Judy in peace, while May will start having closures and how to move on with her life.
true.
Some people say you fall out of love, you fall in love, you fall out of it, and at the same time, if he has decided to go this way, it's his choice.
Yeah,
I wish him well, but they should know that no matter how bad the situation is right now, it was
yeah,
good at some point.
true.
And for the fact that it was good at some point, you should respect that woman that was there with you when it was good. And also
Absolutely.
put your children first before any other person.
Anything else?
We talk about husband and wife, but when the chips are down, it's still
Yeah,
husband and his children, mother and her
and
children.
children.
That's
Yeah,
how reasoning will go. When
yeah,
the situation katakata is in the relationship, a woman
that's true.
start thinking about my children, man start thinking about my children. So no matter
That's very
how
true.
much they want to cash out from social media because they are trending, they should consider their children, what they are going through. Sincerely
Yeah,
speaking, if they were to be in the US, first of all, it wouldn't have happened the way it happened. But let's
yeah,
assume those children were in the US and all of these are going through. Those children would have withdrawn from school.
yes,
Truth be told, they will not be in school anymore. And when
that's true.
when the state force them to go back to school, they will tell you, no, we are so traumatized that we can't. The next
Yeah,
thing that they are going to do is take the children from you if you guys can hold it down.
Behave.
But
Yeah.
because May is holding it down, the kids has to go through therapy to see if they
Yeah.
can be able to have the courage to face their peers, understand that the two adults in this relationship are the ones fighting, not them, not with the children. So
Yeah.
it's a big damage that they are doing to the children. I'm not talking about Judy's kids because what do those ones know? They are
Of
babies.
course, they're
They
still
are still
very little.
toddlers. They don't
Yeah.
know anything. I'm talking about the ones that have smartphones, the ones that go to school, the ones
Yeah.
that could be easily cyber, cyber big D.
Yes. Yeah.
So those are the ones I'm concerned about. So whatever Yul is doing, he should hurry it up and sign the divorce papers and close this deal. Another thing I would tell him, he should not do what Nigerian men do. They will drag this divorce so that this woman will be 40 years of age, so that no man will say, I want to marry you. They should not drag it. They should
Yeah.
not drag, he should not, in fact, Yul should not drag this divorce. Let them go their separate ways. And for Judy,
Yeah.
Judy is taking the troll the social media is giving her and fighting May. May never
Yes.
invited troll to you, Judy. May did
True.
not. The trolls you're receiving is because of your action towards the whole thing. If Judy had kept quiet like she was doing before, because there was a time she wasn't talking, there was
Yeah.
a time, everybody could see it, okay, she's being a woman, putting another woman into consideration. But the moment she started talking, she's talking as if she has not hurt someone. And there is another woman that is wetting her pillow. So this woman has finally taken my husband from me. Has finally. So she has succeeded. That will be May's tears. And for May Edochie, what I would tell her, if Judy could find love from a young man like your husband that is dying to have her, you will find someone that will love you for who you are, for your worth as a woman, for your
Absolutely.
brilliancy, for your beauty, for your character, your behavior. You will find that man that will
Yes.
say, if not for you, there will be no other. So I wish all the party well. But like I said, and I will keep saying, I said that in my live stream, don't be that woman that will cost another woman tears.
Hallelujah.
All right. So
Ha.
I will take my leave, host. You have a great evening.
Thank you so very much. Thank you. Thank you, sis. Thank you. God bless you.
You
I always
too.
love your input. I love the angle you always come from. And I really don't have anything else to say because you've actually said it all, and it's absolutely true. Everybody should always think of what they are doing in life because what goes around comes around. You never know. So you'll do the right thing. Just go sign the papers because at this point, I don't think there's any going back, even if family is trying to plead. And something else I want to add as I round up is culturally, traditional rulers and all of that should please look into this polygamy thing in Nigeria. This whole first wife being taken unaware should stop. Nobody's saying don't marry. Marry, but first of all, pre-inform the first wife and carry her along. If she's saying she's not staying, that's a different case. But if she's staying, carry her along up until you go get the second wife and bring the second wife home. Don't take her unawares. That's all I have to add to this. And may all the polygamy people enjoy until Gbege start. Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much, sis. That being said, that's it for today. There's just so much topic, so much. I don't even know. Maybe tomorrow, if we have the time. If we don't, we'll put out videos. If we don't, we'll just come in and talk about it. Even if it's late night, we can come in and talk about something. For now, it's 2 a.m. my time, and that's it. I'm done. Thank you so much, Treasure Gist. Thank you, thank you. I know it's late. It's late, and you still came in and supported. Thank you. God bless you, Treasure Gist. All the silent watchers, I saw you people coming in and out. And if you don't say hello, we don't get to know who came in and who didn't. So God bless everyone that watched us, and those that are going to watch the replay too. God bless you all, and thank you so very much. God bless you, Siso Yo. You're always there to ginger me to your life, to your life, to your life. And you're always here to come in and support. Thank you so very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you all. God bless you. And that's it for me today. Good morning. It's 2 a.m. my time, so it's good morning for me. And see how. May God bless our hustle. Okay. And once more, congratulations, Oyoyo Ndoki's Kitchen. 3 years on YouTube. Happy birthday to the channel, and let's celebrate it tomorrow. All right. So bye bye.